Welcome to Atlanta News First. I am Natasha, your host, and we are celebrating all of our Black folks this Black History Month. And I am here today with Blanco Brown.
Yes, indeed, Blanco Brown.
Yes, and he has had some major accomplishments in the music industry and just in the industry as a whole, especially being a Black man and you are a country hip hop artist. Am I correct?
Trailer Trap to be exact.
I've never heard that before. Trailer Trap, to be exact, Blanco Brown is with us today on Atlanta News First for our Black History celebration. So, Blanco Brown, when I want to know, for me personally, when did you get started? What inspired this whole movement to become a hip hop country artist? Because there's not a lot of us. There are not a lot of country hip hop artists.
Yeah, I mean, I started the music industry when I was 7 years old, but the Trailer Trap sound was developed like early 2012, 2011, 2012. I just decided to put 808s and hi-hats and trap snares on country music.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and I bridged the gap. I coined it, I patented it, I trademarked it. And my sound is officially trailer park music meets trap music. I bridge the gap, trailer trap.
And I absolutely love that because I know you have a very popular song, but I want to get background on you first before we get to this popular song because once we tell people what it is, a lot of people probably already know who you are, but once they hear, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I know that song." So, who inspired you to be an artist, a hip hop artist, or an artist period to go into the industry?
Well, I mean, I'm not necessarily a hip hop artist. It's country and hip hop, just one big old sound. The inspiration comes from God, I guess, because I wasn't inspired by any individual to pursue the sound that I'm doing. It just
Okay.
came to me. Um, but I mean, of course, I'm inspired by several different artists, but just not necessarily for what I do. Outkast, Johnny Cash, Aretha Franklin, Patti
Yes.
LaBelle, the
Yes.
whole nine. Sam Cooke, Donny Hathaway, and those type of stories touched my little soul. So I grew up with those things in mind.
Yes, and those are a lot of influential people. And the country music part of it came, if I remember, is it your grandmother who kind of inspired you with the love for country music?
Well, it was my grandmother, my aunt, my family, my mother, them from Butler, Georgia, and
Georgia.
I that's like Macon, Thomaston, Griffin, Buena Vista, the whole nine. I went to Butler during the summer times, and
Hmm.
then during the school time of the year, I was in Bankhead, so I went from sitting on generators to propane tanks,
Oh, wow. And you're from Atlanta, right?
straight from
Yes.
the A.
What is the representation that you're trying to represent for being a hip hop country singer, a rapper or artist?
I mean, just as a art, I represent purpose. Period. Purpose over everything. I wouldn't make music or make songs if I didn't have an end goal. And every time I get in the in the booth, touch the microphone, I'm thinking like, what could put smiles on people's faces? What can
Right.
make them think about life in another perspective? Um, just going through your day and getting through it. Music navigates and narrates our everyday life. Um, this world was sucked without a soundtrack. So
So right. This is influential for me to speak to somebody like you to be like, okay, so yeah, you really are doing your thing. So I want to talk about this song. Is it the Get Up, right?
yes, yep.
So the Get Up, and it got really popular on social media. There was a dance. I seen your video, and everybody started doing it. How did that make you feel to see like, wow, like was that the moment for you?
Um, honestly, it's still surreal to this day, and I really hadn't had time to just sit back and think about it because soon after that record went viral, the next year I was in a wreck. So it's like I
Oh, wow.
just kind of, going with the flow. Yep. Head on collision. I was on my
Wow.
Indian FTR 1200 motorcycle, and
Oh
went through the windshield, landed on the bed, died. Um,
no, no.
yeah,
So,
I
but
got.
now you're here. So that means
Yep,
that you
I
had
got.
a lot of. That means you had a lot of purpose left. There was more for you to do. There's more for people for you to touch. It wasn't meant for you to go out that way for a head-on collision, and for you to be here healthy and still doing what you love to do.
I mean, a motorcycle versus a truck, and you make it. That's God.
Yeah, that's nobody but God. And I'm glad that you're still here and you're still making music. Did that change something for you when that accident happened? Did it do a different kind of motivation? Did you feel like you had a bigger purpose? Like what did that do for you getting into that accident?
I mean, the accident did nothing for me. I learned how to just work through the pain. But
Oh, okay.
mentally, I was already in. I was mentally already in a space of purpose over everything. That doesn't change when life brings adversities.
Right.
Um, like sometimes it takes things in life to get to your purpose, but I was already living in it. So I mean,
Right.
outside of the pain and the nerve damage and feeling like target practice, I mean,
Right.
I'm blessed.
Right. Yeah, you are definitely. Now let's talk about some of the people that you actually work with. Like some of like what are some of the people that you work with that you like, wow, like your biggest accomplishments to this day?
I mean, we got Childish Gambino. I got a Grammy nomination for Because of the Internet. Um, yeah, I mean, you got Monica, Fergie, Chris Brown, the whole nine. I mean, like had the honor of working with so many amazing artists. I did Kane Brown first songs here in Atlanta, and he went on to do his thing and became like one of the biggest country artists these days.
Wow.
So
So you
yeah,
touch other people to get other people where they want to go to. And like you said, that ties to your purpose and being able to guide other people into their purpose as well. So that's actually really dope. Now, you recently dethroned Drake's top 100 songwriters charts. Like, how did that feel?
I mean, like to be a number one songwriter on the Hot 100 for a country record is
Right.
like amazing, but at the same time, being number one on the country charts as the number one songwriter for 18 weeks is like it's just surreal to me. And that
Right.
happened a while ago. I just posted it for Black History Month, but like I mean, those things live forever. History is what it is.
Yes, yes, and that's like you said. Have you ever? Is that somebody you want to work with? Is Drake, or have you worked with Drake before?
I've never worked with Drake. I would be, ecstatic to work with somebody of his gift, talent, and his delivery.
Yes,
If it happens, it happens.
yes,
Like I
and
just,
it probably will.
I'm gonna keep the needle moving until people figure it out.
Yeah, yeah, it probably will because you can just tell from the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, and like you said, your faith in God. If those are things that you want, it seems like I'm assuming it's just from talking to you for a few minutes that most of the time the things that you want, you go after and you get it.
Yeah, and it ain't a persona that I live with. I feel like when you true to what you do and what you love, and you love for it, you live for it, it becomes your message, what people see in you. And I always tell people like, I never want glory. That belongs to God. I just want to glow.
Amen. Right, right. And I understand that because it feels more like you're not doing work when you do stuff because this is just what you want to do. You're not doing it to
Definitely.
try to get to a certain amount of money or get to a certain height in a chart.
Mm-mm.
You're actually just doing it because this is what you love to do. This is just something that lives in you. So
Yeah.
that's really good with that as well. Now you produce for Pitbull, Chris Brown, like you've done a lot of work. Like who else are you looking like? How was that experience with Chris Brown and with Pitbull? Like what songs were those that you worked with?
Goalie, for Pitbull, it was actually one of the World Cup songs
Oh wow.
in 2000, 2017, 2000, no, 2019.
You've been it so long, you like it was in that area somewhere.
I'm just thinking because I signed my deal in 2018 silently to BMG and Broken Bow Records, and
Okay.
I made sure I put in the contract that they couldn't like shut down the video that was coming out for the World Cup. So you can go back and Google that. That was like my
Okay.
first video I ever shot um, officially, and it had to be 2019 for the World Series.
Okay.
But working with like the Chris Browns and like Fergie, I did Myth Money. Chris Brown, I did a song called Juicy Booty on Heartbreak on a Full Moon.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
Yep,
Okay. Okay.
yep.
So you have some
So
amazing accomplishments.
yeah, it beat stripping.
And you stripping? You
Yeah.
have me in here screaming at work. Like, how long was you doing that? No.
About a day and a half. About a day and a half. They call me Big Red.
He said, it's not for me. It's not for me. These
It
women
ain't.
too hungry for me.
I'm done. That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's
I
funny.
tickle myself.
No, that's funny. And it's good that you have a great personality, completely like down to earth. Now, I know we talked about, you said you didn't really have goals. Like, I'm not saying you don't have goals, but you're not doing this for the fame per se. But what goal are you trying to reach? Is there an end goal, or is there somewhere you want
Well,
to be?
I do have a goal. My goal is to continue to spread purpose and bring about a second chance to people that feel like they don't have a second chance in life. To look at my circumstances and the things that I've accomplished and where I've been and what I've gone through to get here, um, was just sheer the grace of God. I didn't have to sacrifice no soul or do nothing
Right,
crazy. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And I own my own entity. Like love for me came first when doing anything. When I put
right.
me first, I started dwelling in purpose. So my goal is to continue to spread purpose. And if you come to one of my live shows, I'm always giving a testimony. So my concerts are like one big testimony. Anybody that's been to my shows, they have like written me and said, "Man, your show is like one of the greatest I've seen, and the testimony and the purpose and the message that you left behind is going to be
Yes.
remembered forever." Yeah.
But you do most of your shows in Atlanta. Well, not most, but you do a lot. You're here in Atlanta, right? You're based in Atlanta?
I'm in Atlanta, but I mean, I've been everywhere from
Yeah.
Australia to Canada to Germany to
When's the
yeah. I
next?
mean, like
When's the next?
I done toured
I'm
everywhere.
sorry. No. I was gonna say, when is the next Atlanta show?
I have no idea. I did center stage last year, and that was my first time performing in Atlanta.
Oh,
Period.
was it? Right. And I know you
Yeah.
performed on
After
the Opry's. Opry's. I don't want to say it wrong, but yeah, you're on the biggest country music stage. So you did that as
yeah.
well, right?
Yeah, but we made history. The first and only artist to ever do the Grand Ole Opry with a DJ. It's never been done.
Yes, that's amazing. Like, you have so many accomplishments, and I'm just gonna applaud you myself.
Thank you much. And I'm in the Country Music Hall of Fame. It's the quickest permanent display in history.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Now I didn't get that memo. Okay. Oh right. Now. Listen here. Now, if God isn't like riding with you right now, I don't know who is. That's amazing. That is
Yes,
amazing.
indeed.
So you did. Now I know you, because you grew up in Atlanta. Your high school is Westlake High School. Is that right?
Westlake,
And I
definitely.
see you just donated with partner with StubHub to make a donation, and that's amazing. Like, to be able to give back from where you grew up or where you were.
Definitely. I tell people and I ask people all the time, what would this world be without a soundtrack? It would suck.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And so for you to be able to be in a position you are, and you are giving back to others, that says a lot about you. So that's why we definitely want to get you on Atlanta News First to celebrate you, especially during Black History Month, and celebrate all of your accomplishments and give you your flowers now, not wait until later, but we want to give you your flowers now.
thank you much. Blessings,
Yes,
definitely.
yes. And we appreciate you taking the time out and come and speak with me. Is there something, well, this is my only question I like to ask people. What, especially in the music industry, what would you tell other people that's trying to get into the industry? Because this is not an easy thing to get into. It's trying to get into the music industry. Like young you, what would you tell young you trying to get into the music industry?
Well, I mean, not really young me. I tell the world this trying to get into
Okay.
the music industry. Take time to shape the sound and what you're trying to deliver, the message,
Mm-hmm.
and spend less time on social media and more time in your purpose and your gift, trying to get to where you are. If it takes only one like a day on a post of mine, but a million people is following their purpose, then that's the bigger picture than like putting a like on my photo. Um,
Absolutely.
I, I tell people, I say, stop looking for Insta fame on Instagram, Insta success. Stay off Twitter, waiting for the little bird to gossip. That was one of the most hated words in the Bible. It was mentioned 150 times. God didn't even like gossip.
Yes.
Um, Stay off Facebook if you ain't got a good face card, and spend less time on TikTok if you ain't got
So I can just imagine how your shows are because you just took me on a little bit of a like, don't do this. So no, I really appreciate it, and it's been really good to speak with you and have this conversation. Is there anything that I missed that you want to share with the viewers or with your fans that we talked about today?
Oh, there's gonna be negative things in life. Find the positive in them. That's the only thing I would have to say, and that's the way the world works. It's sort of like a battery. I
Right.
also have out a new single called "I'll Never," which is
I'll
gonna
never.
be one of the greatest wedding songs of all time.
Oh, now I gotta hear that. Now you talking about
It's
wedding
amazing.
songs. Oh no, I have to hear that. I'm gonna.
We
I'm,
had. I'm
is
looking
it
at some of the
already
comments
out?
on my.
I'm
It's
sorry.
out, the video and everything. The video is
Okay.
out and everything. I looked at some of the comments on YouTube, and um, an older couple say they waited 23 years to find that perfect wedding song. This is it.
Yes, and I can't wait to see all the viral videos of your wedding song. That's the next thing. That's what's gonna happen next.
Yep, the get up had the end. Now I want the beginning.
So they're gonna have the wedding song, and they're also gonna do get up because they're gonna have to pay tribute to you again at the wedding. Like, oh, we at the reception. Now we gotta get
Right.
up.
Definitely gotta pull it out. It's the biggest line dance song of all time. Straight from Bankhead Courts, Atlanta, Georgia, West Side.
What's
Like,
that?
how do you even like put that into perspective? I can't.
No, but
I would have never thunk.
see, and that's why we gonna stress that this was your purpose. This was supposed to happen. This all was planned out for you, and it all fell into place. And this is why it's happening for you now.
Blessings, definitely. I'll take
Yes.
that, receive it, manifest it, press it down, shake it together, and move it forward.
Well, thank you so much, Blanco Brown. Has we're celebrating you, and thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me. And I
Thank you.
appreciate you. And I'm gonna continue following you on social. Now I know who you are and your energy. I'm definitely gonna keep following you on social. Thank
Love
you.
and blessings. I can feel you up through here. Keep it going.
Yes. Yes. Bye.
All right. Now.
Bye
All right.
bye.